What's up, old school homies? Let's talk about some of the dangers in hiking. I kind of wanted to make a video about some of the simple follies that people make. It seems so basic, but then, and I've done all of these. Number one, okay, is not hiking with enough sunlight. Like going out and hiking and then the sun goes down and then you're trying to find your way back. This happens to people on Mount Everest. This happened to me in the mountain situation. You're really kicking your own ass because if something's steep and you can't see where you're going, you could slide off a mountain. I've been in this situation where I was up a little bit higher. I wasn't far away from a truck trail, you know what I mean? Like a quarter mile away from it. But I was up a little bit higher, and to get up there, there was a really short trail, and it was narrow. It took me a while to ever find it, and it was the first time I had used it, and I made it up myself. So, you know, trying to find that again. All of the plants start to look the same, and it took us maybe an hour to find it, and it got dark. And by the time me and my friend found it, we had to go down the mountain in the dark. So we contemplated, stopping and then spending the night in the mountains, but we didn't have any water or food or shelter. So, yeah, we were caught up in a situation where we were looking over the edge of a cliff. Like, is that where we went down? No. You don't want to start edging up to the edge of cliffs trying to figure out how you got up there. Just letting you know. But there's more basic situations where the sun goes down and it still sucks. All the plants look the same, you lose the trail. The second thing that's gone wrong for me is a fork in the road. Now, it happened to me in Hawaii. I was walking with my dad and my brothers. They got ahead of me and they split off, and I couldn't tell which way they went on the fork in the road. So I went back to the car and waited for them. That was kind of smart that I did that. But if you leave the trail or if you go further in trying to look for them, you might not find them down one way or the other. So you're best off just waiting at the fork until they come back. Stuff like that. If people start getting away from you, it's a problem. Separating from your group is a huge problem. But it happens for a lot of different reasons. If you're rock collecting, maybe you just want to go a little bit further away from your friend. You think they know where you're going because you're just going a little further away, but they're thinking the same thing. I'm just going to go a little bit further away over here. Before you know it, you guys can't hear each other. You're calling out for each other. You don't want to be at that point where I've seen people up in the mountains calling out for old friends and putting up signs and shit. People get fucking lost, man. The other thing is not having enough water, of course, but carrying a lot of water is a bitch too. So try to drink as much water as you could get into your body before you start hiking, like the day before. Stay in really good shape. Keep your piss really clear, and then you don't have to drink as much water while you're on the trail, which means you don't have to carry as much water. Still carry water though. You never know how your body's going to react to the situation. Carrying too much water, I get it. Like I'm always pissed off when I have to bring it, even one bottle of water back, and I'll drink it. I'll force myself to drink that water that I carried, or else I didn't want to carry it. There's people that swear by not carrying water in the desert and everything. Let's not get extreme. Altitude. This is something you could totally misjudge. Yeah. It totally fucks you up. Even that trip I took up to Big Bear, I started to feel pretty lightheaded on the first day. On the second day I was fine. But I don't imagine I could do a lot of hiking with the headache that I had going up there. I didn't feel like hiking. And that's what happened to me at Mount Whitney. I started climbing the mountain pretty confidently because I was a wrestler. And then I got to the top and I was crawling the last 2 miles. And my dad and his friend both passed me. Casually walking. I left the group. Just think about that. I did leave the group to hike past my dad and my dad's friend, and what was I doing? As I think back on it, why would I walk away from my dad when we're hiking up a mountain together? But, you know, it's weird. It's weird. You get weird thoughts when you dehydrated or you don't have enough oxygen going to your brain. Start to get delirious, to be honest. Start to get like too much heat exhaustion, too much straight sun exposure. Oh yeah, you'll start thinking some weird shit.